Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're having a great day. So today we're going to talk about Marathon Holdings and their September operations mining report. So let's get into it. So here's the report. It was published on October 4th. So 91% quarter over quarter to 1,252.4 BTCs. So that's their increase for the quarter. And then let's get into the nitty gritty here. So they produced 1,252.4 new minted Bitcoins during Q3, increasing production by 91% quarter over quarter. Produced 340.6 new minted Bitcoins during September 2021, increasing total Bitcoin holdings to approximately 7,035, with a fair market value of approximately 336 million.3. Cash on hand was approximately 32.9 million, and total liquidity defined as cash and Bitcoin holdings was approximately 369.1 million. So quite a lot of cash there. Received approximately 26,960 top tier ASIC miners from Bitmain year to date, with an additional 8,459 that are going to be shipping or in transit. An existing mining fleet consists of 25,272 active miners producing approximately 2.7 exahash. So we'll take a look at this in my Excel sheet. And then obviously successfully added DMG blockchain to Mara Pool. And then October 1st, 2021, obtained 100 million revolving line of credit secured by Bitcoin. So basically they're using their Bitcoin as a collateral, which is not a bad move. It's kind of a smart move. All right, so let's get into all the data here. So this is for Marathon Mara stock. Marathon currently, as is being reported by Microsoft, they have 99.6 million shares outstanding. Current price to earnings is 55.82. Stock price is at 39.49. Market cap is at 3.9 billion, and they're currently obviously holding BTC of around 7,035 coins, with a market value of Bitcoin's price today, which we're using in the settings here, of $55,219, which was the price earlier today. So if we look at Marathon quarters here, it comes up to be around 388 million, roughly, of their BTC HODL. So let's take a look at how we came up with this. So this is the same kind of math that we're using for the other miners for Hot 8, Hive, Bitfarms, and Riot. So we took a look at, we're now basically dividing into quarters to make it easier to figure out what the fourth quarter possibly earnings could be. So Q1, they reported roughly around 9.4 million. So based on that, we know that it was basically these miners here operating mostly for 3 months, some of them for like 1 month, 1.5 months, a quarter of a month. But they were basically installed during that time. And then when we get into the second quarter, we had obviously more of the miners being installed. So obviously that went up. So we had a total of around, what is that? Installed there, close to 22,412 for Q2. Q3 is obviously going to be a little bit more, based on the amount that they have installed when they're coming in. So these are all 3 months. The last two are 1.2 and 1 month. I'm guessing on this one. It's not obviously hard set. I'm guessing they also provided BTC amount. So 1,252.4 BTC mined for the quarter from July to September, which leads me to think they're going to be probably right around 60.9 million in revenue, based on the closing price of 48,164 of Bitcoin on the last day of September. So that's kind of where this coincides with what I'm thinking is going to be here, more or less. This is going to be, within 5-10% of where they actually report it. And then if we look at Q4, since we know that these are installed, we're kind of guessing that, and they're saying they get another 8,000 or so miners coming on their way. We're guessing that the rest of these are going to be installed here for, these are going to be mining 3 months, and then the last two are going to be 2 and 1 months, roughly. It's hard to tell exactly when those are coming online. And with the shipping delays that we have right now in everything, I don't know exactly how many machines are going to come in line, when they're going to come in line, and I should probably increase this for you guys so you guys can see better. But this is kind of just my estimate. I think it's still a pretty sizable increase, obviously, depending on when they get the miners. They have a lot of miners coming on here. The 7,000 and the 63,000 obviously are not possibly scheduled until December. So we got a lot of them coming in. I don't know if all those will be coming in. They have 8,000 something on in transit right now. So that's a far cry from the 63 and the 30,000 that they're supposed to get here by the end of the year, which we don't know if they're going to get those. So we'll have to see how that actually plays out. So I'm being kind of conservative here as far as what they could possibly get installed and delivered and running. So we're going with 89.6 million for the Q4 possibly. We'll obviously update this going forward. We'll have we know a little bit of the data already as far as how much they mined so far, but I'm guessing they may mine around 1,622 coins for the quarter if Bitcoin just stays where it's at right now. Obviously, Bitcoin's volatile, so it could go up and down. So as always, do your own research. Don't go just by what I'm saying here. These are just my estimates. And then let's take a look at here. So here's my, oh, by the way, this is all gross revenue, right? I forgot to mention this. This is all gross revenue, and this is not net. This doesn't include any operating expensive electricity, anything else like that. This is just gross. So when we look at the gross possibility, what we're doing here is we're estimating that they're going to get around 189 million for the year, based on the 9 million that they mined in Q1, the 29 million in Q2, possibly 60 million in Q3, and then Q4 is up in the air right now. We don't know exactly what they're going to mine, but we're kind of looking at possibly 89 million as long as Bitcoin holds where it's at. Let me see here. And then, okay, so now we're estimating obviously 189 million. That's based on the 4 quarters possibly. So if we look at it here, let me see. Yeah. Current quarter BTC price is 52. Current quarter earnings estimate is 89, so that's for the 4th quarter. Last 3 quarters were 99 million, so combined totals is 189 million. And then we're only changing the possibility of Bitcoin price going up or down on Q4, not Q1, Q2, or Q3. Those are already locked in. We can't change those. We can only change the Q4 numbers. For Bitcoin, depending where it goes up or down, we're guessing it's going to go up. So we're saying if Bitcoin goes up 2x, we'll have this, and 3x, 4x, so on. So at basically a 50% discount from where we are on the 189, which covers all the expenses, electricity, everything else, if they just have a 50% net profit on what they mine, we're looking at an EPS of 95 cents and a price to earnings multiple that would give us a stock price of 18.98. Obviously, the stock price is right now at 39.49, which is, I think, way overvalued. I mean, you can see that by the current PE. We're using 55 here, so a lot of people are piling money into it, thinking that obviously they're going to do really well, which to me is, which tells me that they're kind of overvalued based on some of their peers in here as well. They don't have such a high number. One actually has a higher number, I believe. So then 2x, obviously, we're looking at a Bitcoin price of 110,000. Combined total for the quarters would be 278 million, right? Bitcoin would be at, let me see, current quarter. So Q4 would be for Bitcoin would be 179 million, roughly earnings. Combined would be 278. 50% discount from that would be 139 million. EPS would be 140. Price to earnings would be 27.97, which is closer to where they are now. So this still tells me that they're overvalued, I think. And then if we look at 3x on Bitcoin, would be 165,000. The Q4 earnings would be 268 million. And the combined total would be 368 million, which gives us a price of 185. And a stock price with a multiple of 20 would give us 36.96, which gets us really close to where we are now. And then obviously if Bitcoin goes 4x, we're looking at 220. Last quarter would be making 358 million on that Bitcoin price. And what else do we have here? 50% discount from that would be obviously 228 based on the total revenue of 457 million. Price to earnings per share would be $2.30, and price to earnings 20 multiple would be 45.96. That's kind of what I'm looking at here. So at that point, if the price stayed where it's at, I think that's where it could go. Right now, I just think Mara is way overvalued. I think it's overhyped a little bit. I think they're looking based on just the exahash that they're reporting that they're going to be making next year, and people are just piling on that. But they do also hodl, obviously, a lot of coins. So, 7,000 coins, plus if they mine another 2,500 or so, that could get them close to 10,000 coins at a price of 220. That's a lot of cash also. So that could be a big driver as well. But if we use 75% net profit, you're looking at a stock price of 28.46, 41.95, 55.44, and 68.93. And then so here's also their chart that they provided. Since January of this year, how much they were able to mine Bitcoin. And you can see the hash rate of the network. As the hash rate has gone down, their production has gone up. And obviously, as the hash rate has gone up, even though they got more miners installed, their production has gone down as well. And we're seeing this across the other miners as well. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. Even though they're getting more miners in, hash rate's going to go increasing as well because other miners are installing their machines, causing the hash rate to go up, creating a situation where you have, how can I put this? It's basically a battle between all the miners right now. Who can get the miners installed first before the hash rate increases too much for them to make money on it. So I just wanted to put that out for you guys. I think that's a trend that's going to probably continue going forward, especially with all these guys putting in, close to 100,000 miners here. Other guys are putting in 20, 30,000 miners as well. Some other ones are putting in 100,000 miners. So it's getting crazy. So we obviously need the price of Bitcoin going up as well in order for it to all make sense. So obviously they had a good quarter. They got a lot of miners installed. They got mined a lot of Bitcoin, which is great. But you're seeing that the BTC return is going down, even though they're getting more miners installed because the hash rate is going up. So that's a concern. The other concern is obviously, when are the miners going to come in? When are they going to get installed? Do they have the infrastructure, obviously, to install it all? I know that they bought a place, I think in Texas. Correct me if I'm wrong, or was that right? There's too many facilities and too many things going on here. So that all depends on that, as well as where the Bitcoin price is going to be in the next 3-6 months. Obviously, like I said, the miners getting installed is causing the hash rate to increase exponentially. It's going crazy. But overall, they had a great quarter. I do think they're highly overvalued right now. I would not be somebody that would be buying the stock right now. And then we'll do a comparison with all the miners here in the next video coming up. But I think it's just way too overvalued, too overhyped right now. That's just my 2 cents. You guys do as you will. Do your own research before you invest in anything. Don't trust me here on YouTube. I'm just a regular Joe looking at my own numbers here, trying to make sense of it all. But to me, it just looks like it's overvalued. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's overvalued? Do you think it's overhyped? Or am I wrong on that point? And then we'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.